1, Tank. Number 2, Ryan. Number 3, Matias. Number 4, Devin. Number 5, Shakur. Who do you consider the best, and who's the weakest link?
The weakest, I'm gonna go off the weakest. I would say Matias, Ryan as the best. I can't say. Listen, I'm sorry, guys. I can't say Shakur is the best because he doesn't really
No,
engage outside of that. But so yeah, Tank, I would just say is the best out of the bunch.
come on, man.
So Tank the strongest, and you say Matias is the weakest link.
If you were to put one fight in boxing together, or was truly the best fight in the best right now, what would it be?
Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Tank Davis.
That fight is going to happen one day because of the background that they both have with each other. We see them spar each other when they was amateurs. It's going to be a good fight. That's going to be a fight. That's like, I think when they get to a point when all the smoke clear with all these other guys. I'm hoping that Teofimo will hold that 140 spot, which he went up there to do. You know what I'm saying? Tank will hold his spot. And then these great moments that we are seeing in boxing is going to continue.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Some of y'all is not gonna like what I'm about to say, but damn it, I gotta keep it real, gotta keep it honest. I can't mind F myself. Boxing needs Gervonta Tank Davis. Yes, it does. We cannot neglect the fact that Gervonta Tank Davis is a big brand in the sport of boxing and one of the most recognizable names in the sport of boxing and one of the most lucrative fighters in the sport of boxing. Matter of fact, all relevant names, all recognizable boxers need to be active. Boxing, the sport, needs them all. And Gervonta Tank Davis is a huge piece in the sport of boxing. One of the biggest interests in the sport of boxing is Gervonta Tank Davis. It is what it is. And boxing is better with Gervonta Tank Davis in the mix. And the reason why, we got to come with this conclusion because January 31st, we got Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. Two extremely gifted fighters, talented fighters. Teofimo Lopez, 2-time lineal champion. If it wasn't for the politics of the sport of boxing, could have been recognized as the first 2-division undisputed world champion in the 4-belt era. And Shakur Stevenson, a 3-division world champion, unified the title to the super featherweight division. So they got great amateur pedigree, great professionals, pound for pound fighters. But whoever wins, the name of Gervonta Tank Davis, that cloud, is going to be over that fight. It is what it is. We cannot go away from, we cannot go and try to act, especially in this generation, that Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't exist. But he does. He does. It's a big cloud. When we think about Teo, we think about a Tank Davis. When we think about Shakur, we think about Tank Davis. When we think about Tank Davis, we think about Shakur, Teo, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia. It is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, they was promoted as 4 kings. So they was promoted together. Yes, they in different entities, Top Rank and Matchroom and Mayweather Promotions, PBC. But they was promoted. Whether it was premature, whether it was fair or not, this is their generation. And these are fights that we've been asking for, been wanting to see for a long time. It is what it is. It is what it is. And if Gervonta Tank Davis gets active, rumor has it that they're gonna drop the charges. And if y'all been following the channel, I've been saying that I don't believe in the allegations and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't believe in the allegations. There's a lot of women out there that, of course, we've seen Gervonta Tank Davis in the past, made that mistake and physically manhandle his baby mama in that viral video. But there's also a woman out there that said that she lied, that he didn't physically abuse her. So, and we know, it's becoming a trend where a lot of these celebrities and athletes is being taken advantage of, right? Women seeking for money, but then there's dudes that think because of their status they got power and they could treat females in any other way. So I can understand both sides. But anyway, back to boxing. If Gervonta Tank Davis gets active and fights in March, we're going to match him up with the winner of Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. So not forget that Floyd Mayweather a while ago said that that boxing needs a Teofimo Lopez versus Tank. Let's not forget that Calvin Ford said when the smoke clears that he would like Teofimo Lopez and Tank. Let's also not forget that lightweight division, we've been asking for Shakur and Tank. Teo and Shakur are going to be fighting each other. But in all actuality, Teofimo Lopez is about to do Gervonta Tank Davis' dirty work again. Let's not forget that it was supposed to be Tank that was supposed to be facing Vasiliy Lomachenko 5-6 years ago. Teofimo Lopez did the dirty work. And Teofimo Lopez was supposed to be fighting, Tank was supposed to be fighting Shakur, unification bout. Teofimo Lopez doing that dirty work. So, got to give credit to Teofimo Lopez for stepping up. He was the first one of the generation to truly step up into great fights versus pound-for-pound fighter. Best fighting the best. But I don't want Teo to go to have a career without a Gervonta Tank Davis on his resume. And I don't want Gervonta Tank Davis without a Teo on his resume. I don't want Gervonta Tank Davis without a Shakur on his resume. And I know that we've been trying to beg and force Gervonta Tank Davis to give us what we want and add to his legacy and enhance his legacy. Because in the end of the day, if you're a hardcore boxer fan, you understand the skills and talent and gifted fighter like a Gervonta Tank Davis. When Tank is on, he could give anybody a run for their money. Matter of fact, when Tank is on, in all the fights that been matched up to him, Tank Shakur, Tank Teo, Tank Haney, Tank Ryan, Tank is the favorite in the bookies. I think when physical ability and when your physical ability and intellect is coexisting at the highest level, I got Teo beating them all. But all fights will be challenging. You know what I'm saying? All the fights will be challenging. So I just gotta keep it real. I want Gervonta Tank Davis active, and boxing is better with Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, is boxing good with these matches? Of course. Like, yeah, we're going into January 31st. We ain't even supposed to be thinking about Tank, because Tank, he goes out there and really doesn't want to dare to be great and things of that nature. And as much as many of us has criticized the way that he's been moved, resume-wise, legacy-wise, Gervonta Tank Davis wins age pretty well. Gervonta Tank Davis is so much of a big name that the losers, I'm not going to say the loser because there was a draw with Lamar Roach, and I think that Lamar Roach should have won that fight. But let's say Tank's ex-opponents, former opponents, had a pay-per-view event. You think if it wasn't for Gervonta Tank Davis that Pitbull Cruz and Lamar Roach will be headlining a pay-per-view card? That's how much power and lucrative or interest there is for Gervonta Tank Davis. The only reason Pitbull and Lamar Roach is a pay-per-view event is because their names is attached to Gervonta Tank Davis. Look at that. These guys are capitalizing on being a pay-per-view main event. Think about this. Hey, yo, look at Teofimo Lopez going to be facing Shakur Stevenson. That's their first pay-per-view event. And look at the things that they have accomplished. Lamar Roach and Pitbull Cruz have headlined a pay-per-view fight first than Shakur and Teo. And put it this way, maybe Teo and Shakur may not admit it, but by having Gervonta Tank Davis in the mix, their fight will sell more. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what sells is anticipation. Every time we was thinking about, every time we watching Floyd Mayweather fight, we're thinking about Manny Pacquiao, right? And every time Manny Pacquiao is fighting, we're thinking about Floyd Mayweather. Anticipation sells. If there's no anticipation, then it won't sell as much. See, because if, for example, if Tank says, oh, I'm willing to fight. You know, I'm good to fight the winner of Shakur and Teo. Guess what happens? More people would tune into that fight. There may be people, there may be casuals, or let's say Tank fans that wasn't even paying attention to Teo and Shakur. They were just Tank niche fans. They will pay attention to this fight because they would think they will be like, okay, Tank is gonna be fighting this person next. That's the way that you build fights. That's why I don't think that Virgil and Boots is gonna fight next. I don't think so. But they could build their fight. Wow, okay. All right, they went face to face. Now the business handlers are saying, okay, I mean, let's wait like one more fight each to build it even more. So the next time we see Virgil Ortiz, more people will tune in because we're thinking about, you know, we want to see how he's going to perform because we're going to gauge it and how he could do versus Boots and vice versa. That's the way that people sell. So, like I said earlier, Pitbull Cruz and Lamar Rose had a pay-per-view event based off just Gervonta Tank Davis. It's the shadow of Gervonta Tank Davis the reason why it's a pay-per-view event. And the shadow and having Gervonta Tank Davis in the mix and the conversation of these fighters, hey, that's why Bill Haney called out Devin Haney. That's why Bill Haney called out Gervonta Tank Davis. Because at the end of the day, still a big fight, still a big event. So y'all can neglect it all y'all want. I understand the frustration. I've been frustrated with Gervonta Tank Davis, but I'm also a fan of Gervonta Tank Davis. And even and look, I'm gonna tell you like this. And sometimes when, you know, people be like, man, who you fighting? Who you fighting? The whole boxing world be like this. They be watching. You can't take your eye off a Gervonta Tank Davis fight. So hopefully, Tank takes care of his the issue that he got outside of the ring. And prayers go out to Gervonta Tank Davis because, you know, leading up to the Lamar Roach fight, he did say that he wanted to seek help. And, you know, the boxing world, sometimes we contradict ourselves. Like, we look at the issue that Adrian Broner is going through, right? And we're like, damn, Adrian Broner should seek help. But then when a fighter voluntarily make it public that they want help, like Tank, like Ryan, everybody teases them. Everybody plays them and disrespects them. Oh, they weak, they this, they that. But we don't want Tank to be in a position of a Adrian Broner so then he could seek help. He's trying to be ahead of the curve. And, you know, I think when he said that he want to seek therapy, but probably he don't know if he want to go therapy because he paraphrasing, he may lose his killer instinct. You know, I commend him for acknowledging that. Say he want to be a better father to his children and all that. But the boxing world, we didn't care. That's not good, man. It's not good. We should care. Well, anyway, I understand that people just want to see a fight. They don't have to care for the fighter. I understand. Not every fan is like a punch on boxing. But yeah. Let me know what y'all think, man. I think that boxing is better with Gervonta Tank Davis. I mean, boxing is good right now, and I think that 2026 is going to be an incredible year. I actually think it's going to outdo 2023. But with Tank in the mix, it's just better. It's just better. Let me know what y'all think, man. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. This is Punch Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. Yeah, yo, tune in tonight. We going live. Happy Hour Thursday. The bass. Dialogue. Breaking news, talking boxing with my fellow brothers and sisters that love the sport of boxing. Peace out.